Salut ma chérie, c'est Master Vince, ça va? I am always surprised by the power of imagination. It's amazing how a little focus and following the sound of my voice can take you anywhere I please. For example, it is so easy to take a small vacation, just sitting in your chair. Just close your eyes and listen as I paint a picture in your mind and take you there. You can visit any place in the world, any time in the future or the past. You remember how exciting it was to go to the state fair or a theme park, perhaps a carnival, when you were a child. You remember the crowds of people all around, and the warm, dusty air, the smell of cotton candy and popcorn, the sun shining overhead so warm. It was so good to get a tall, cool drink and sip it through a straw, feeling the cold soda pop on your tongue and against the back of your throat, tasting its sweetness. You had to carry it with both your hands. The big paper cup felt so large. Just like all the other boys and girls, you want a balloon. Sometimes you got one, and sometimes you didn't. And you would look at other child's balloons, envious. It was even your favorite color. You would stand in line, waiting to get on one of the rides and look up at the balloon, watching it drifting with the breeze, with the air currents, flowing back and forth under the bright sunshine. Watch the balloon floating to the left, then to the right. The line to the right is so long. You take a deep breath and let it out in a tired sigh. So bored watching the balloon drift. Then right over the crowded line and hot sunshine, you can hear the voices of people in the crowd, all laughing and talking, shouting to each other. It all fades out in the background. So much meaningless chatter, so much noise, boring and so warm. As you watch the balloon drift left and right, hiding the sun, yes, the sun is straight overhead, you squint your eyes, staring up into the bright noon sky, watching the balloon drift left, covering the sun, then further left, drifting right, hiding the sun, and further right. Imagine if you were the balloon and you could look down on yourself, a little child, down on the crowd all around you. The round shadow of the balloon hides the child's upturned face. As you drift right and left. Your own face is bright sunlight, then shadow, sunlight again, and shadow. How peaceful to be a balloon, floating higher and higher above the crowd. Hundreds of people waiting their turn at the ride, other hundreds walking past the line, adults holding children by the hand, people carrying trays with food or toys won at the carnival games, floating up, 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 above the crowd, bright colors everywhere, yellow and red tents and buildings, far, far below. The crowd moves like a river of people, like a river, floating around and around the carnival, past the rides and the buildings, like water flowing through a river, like water winding down between the rocks and the trees. The big water ride sliding so gently down the flume, spinning and splashing, then faster and faster quickly down the chute over the waterhole, splash down into the flume, and floating gently again, spinning. Feel the cold water splash your face, splash your shirt, wet, cooling you in the hot sun. Smell the chlorine, that sharp chemical smell, and feel the wet squishiness in your shoes. Yes, they got soaked, didn't they? But you will soon dry out. You want to do it all. The merry-go-round, the Ferris wheel, the tilt-a-whirl, spinning and moving so fast, you can feel the wind whipping past your face, but you just want it to go faster. The bumper car, you can smell the oil and metal, the taint from the ozone of the electric sparks overhead. You push the pedal down hard, hearing the motor grind, moving the car faster and faster until, thump, you hit somebody else's car, your grandma, or your best friend, or a complete stranger. The two of you laugh at each other, and then you turn and push the pedal, speeding away to thump somebody else. You want to do it all. The big climbing wall. Yes, the big climbing wall of fake rocks, with all the little footholds and toeholds and the little pegs to hold on to. They make you wear a harness. Yes, around your shoulders and your crotch. There is a long rope looped over a pulley, and a man on the ground holding it and leaning back, making sure you don't fall. You climb higher and higher. You want to feel what it would be like without the harness. You want to climb the side of a tall, sheer cliff, climbing up and up and up, past the birds' nests and up. You can hear the waves, the ocean fall down at the bottom of the cliff. The waves rushing in, and the seagulls crying and squealing and whirring about. As you climb up, higher and higher up the side of the cliff. Feel the cold ocean breeze blowing up the side of the cliff from underneath you, rising up the side of the sheer sandstone face. As you climb higher and higher toward the top, you can see the grass at the top. Yes, there is green grass and rolling hills at the top of the cliff. And your friends are up there waiting for you. You can hear their cries of encouragement telling you to climb. Only a few more feet, you're almost there. The side of the cliff's face loose in some places and crumbling. Feel the toehold give way at your left. You dig in with your hand, catching yourself. Hold still a moment. It's okay. You swing a little bit, feeling with your toes, looking for another hold, a place to put your foot, just the tip of your foot, if you can find one, to take a little bit of the weight off your arm. It is so hard holding yourself by just your hands, by just your fingertips. And one foot reaching, swinging, scraping the side of the cliff, looking for a place to step. Just a tiny ridge. You kick the side of the cliff, trying to make a toe hole in the firm sandstone, a quarter of an inch deep, even an eighth. That's all you need. Your fingers are tiring, squeezing tight. Hold on and kick just a tiny toe hold. There. You feel your foot catch. Push. Push with your legs. Slowly. So slowly. That's right. Just enough traction to give your fingers a little rest. To let your hand reach upward toward another tiny hold, a tiny crack just above. You can hear your friends at the top shouting. Your handhold is crumbling, digging with your toes. Press your body against the side of the cliff, tight against the side, so your weight just presses down and not out. Just hang, hold on a moment. You can do it. Then feel the toe hold crumble, your left foot slipping. There's more than 100 feet down. Don't slip, don't lose it. But you feel the sandstone suddenly give away under your left foot again, where you kick the cliff. It's just your right foot and your two hands now, holding you up. Then suddenly you feel the cliff face give away. The sandstone breaks in both hands. You claw out helplessly with your fingernails, trying to scrape the hole into the cliff again, but it all crumbles in your hand. Suddenly you feel yourself weightless, the wind rushing up at you from below. You know what that means. You are falling, falling, falling. Only another second before you hit the ground. Wake up, that's right, wake up. Good girl. Now I'm gonna leave you hanging here. See you later.